back to another edition of Inside the Idaho Vandals with head coach Paul Petrino. I'm Dennis Patchen. Thanks for being with us.
Oh, you bet.
How are you?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
Oh, good. It's Thanksgiving week.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Let's talk a little bit about last week's game.
Yeah.
What do you take out of that game?
Well, we went into the game and kind of talked to all the players all week about, everyone kind of grows up their whole life wanting to play in the NFL. Not everybody's going to be able to do that. But that was a game where they were all going to play against players that are going to play in the NFL. So kind of just challenged them and go out there and have the very best game they could. And how many guys would want to go up on Monday and get a copy of the game? And there was definitely 6 guys that I thought might have played their best game of the year and played very well. And Desmond Epps played unbelievable. Probably he was the first receiver all year to catch for over 100 yards against him. Najee Lovett had a real good game, played hard. Roman Runner at corner, led us in tackles, had a sack, did a great job. Mark Milan ran around and did all kinds of things, making plays for us. And Mason Woods came back and had another really good game at tackle. So he didn't, playing against those ends, and he played very well. So I think that's something that those guys can build on. Now, eventually we want that to be 22 guys every game, but it was definitely something that those are guys that had great games and improved. And I think overall that gives the whole team confidence. And we watched some of those clips, yesterday in a team meeting and talked about it. And so those are the positives we can build on.
Is it hard to prepare for a game like that when guys are looking at film and going, man, those guys are really good? Is that difficult?
I think sometimes, we really stressed on let's just go in there and give great courage. Don't turn down a hit. Play with great courage on every single play, and just give it everything you got. And Richard Montgomery was the 6th guy I forgot to mention. He went back home, had an unbelievable play the first play of the game. Too bad it was a hold. Scored a touchdown. He had a bunch of family there, and so it was good for Richard to go back to Florida and make a bunch of plays.
As you revisit this game with your team to put it to rest before you go on to the next game, what are you telling them about the game? What are you telling your team in general? You talked about some of the individuals, but are you looking, saying when we play these teams next year, it's not going to be as hard as a couple of the games we played this year?
What I really tried to do this week on Sunday is just build on what we did well. And there's no use. And so we threw for more yards than anybody had against them all year. Build on those guys that played real well, and then to be honest with you, we put it to rest and just moved on and started getting ready for New Mexico State. But there were guys as a whole, that those guys individually, they played better in that game than they did against, for instance, Washington State or Fresno State. So we probably had more guys step up and play better. It was just, there was a lot of places we were overmatched, but then we just looked to moving forward and getting ready for the next game.
Having visited with you all season long, I know that when you throw out a challenge like that and when guys respond, you didn't have enough, but when guys respond, that really makes you feel good as a coach.
No, it made me feel, I was so proud of those guys, and we made a big deal of it in Sunday's team meeting and kind of, made a big deal every single one of them and had them get up in front of the team. And it was a great deal, and those guys will have a copy of that game for the rest of their lives, and they can always say, hey, to their grandson, whoever, watch me play right here against Florida State. So that they should be proud of it.
You got one of those copies at home and from a Carroll game?
Oh, I got a copy of every game at home.
Do you wheel one out and the kids just kind of roll their eyes in the back of their head?
They get sick of watching those cut-ups.
It's like my dad when he brought out the slides. We always fell asleep before he got out of the Navy, and I don't know what happened the rest of our lives.
Yeah,
so.
You feel a little down or a little blue, you just throw on your old cut-ups, then you feel good about yourself.
Is it easier to flush a game like that? I mean, because you talked about just emphasizing the positives, and then, obviously, does it make it easier as you transition into the last game? I mean, there's no more after this.
Yeah, we said going into Sunday night, we got 4 practices, and unfortunately that's all we have left, and that's something we don't want to have from, especially talking to the younger guys from here moving on out. We want to be playing football, till late December and into January, and that's how you get your program way better, so you get all those extra practices. But let's have the 4 very best practices we can have, go down there and finish the season with a win and end it on a high note and take that momentum into the offseason.
Juan Martinez is one of the players that Coach Petrino brought into the program this season. Alyssa Charleston had a chance to catch up with him and get to know him a little bit better.
Thanks, Dennis. Well, I'm here with junior linebacker Juan Martinez. Juan, as a linebacker, you have to have some seriously great vision. Have you kind of developed that vision and trained yourself to see as much as you can on the field?
Yeah, just playing the position, high school, junior college, and then coming here, it's just all about adjusting. So just adjusting to the speed and knowing what to look at. That's pretty basic stuff.
Coach Petrino also said that you were going to be a great leader on defense for them. Are you kind of more of a vocal leader or leader by example?
I try to switch it up. Most of the time I try to just let my actions lead and, not speak too much. I'm kind of more by an example type of guy now.
And earlier in the season when you guys went against Northern Illinois, you had a lot of stops in the beginning. You had that momentum going. What does it kind of feel like that when your defense is working out well, your offense is running well? Talk about how that kind of feels.
It feels great, to be honest with you. It's just, it feels like everything is working out, and as a defense, you start getting that swagger about yourself, and you carry that onto other drives, and you go out there with that mindset that we're going to stop them. So
confidence is key.
Yeah, confidence is key.
And for you guys to get to the defense that you want to be, the strong defense that can get stops when you need them, what do you guys need to do?
I think it's just come out next year. Come out next year with our returners and just work and just believe in ourselves, basically, and finish off this season strong.
You'll be a senior next year. You're going to be as much of a veteran as you can be under Paul Petrino. It'll be his second year. What are you excited about, and what are you looking forward to?
I'm just excited for all the guys that are coming back. We have a young team this year, and we're going to have some experience next year, so I'm excited about that.
Well, we're excited too. Good luck this weekend against New Mexico State, and good luck closing the season up.
All right, thank you.
Juan Martinez, junior middle linebacker for the Vandals. Back to you, Dennis.
What do you like about Juan?
He's a great young man. He's a guy that he always works extra. You always see him in the weight room. He's always working harder on getting stronger, getting faster. He's a good student, and he's just a good young man individually. You don't ever have to worry about his name showing up on any list. And he's going to play better and better. I think a lot of times junior college guys play way better their senior year than they do their junior year. I still think he was our fourth leading tackler this year, but he'll be even a better player for us next season.
When you're trying to build a program and you bring in a junior college guy in, what are you looking for that guy to do, not only on the field, but maybe off the field as well?
Well, usually when you bring him in from a junior college, you're expecting him to come in and have a chance to compete to start. And then you want to bring in someone that's going to be good character and be a good leader and make sure he's doing everything right on and off the field, so the young guys follow that. And you want to make sure your older guys have good character.
All right, when we come back, we'll talk about the final game of the season coming up this weekend at New Mexico State. That's when Inside the Idaho Vandals continues.